Hello everyone, it's Exoman. Are you looking to learn how to use a flaring tool? Well, I was in the same boat recently. My wife bought me a beautiful copper lantern and I needed to install it. So I bought some copper line, I bought a flaring tool, and the project worked out perfectly. All my flares worked, so I'm going to show you what I learned about using a flaring tool. It's very simple. Let's take a look. All right, so if you have never used a flaring tool before, I'm going to show you how to do it. And who better to show you how to do it than someone who has really just learned? So, with a flaring tool, you have two basic parts. You get this part that you have all your various sizes of flares, and then you have this part here that actually creates the flare with this point. This very hard steel point will go into the copper line, in this case, and flare it out. So how we accomplish this is like so. I'm going to show you. You take your line, in this case I'm going in this 1/4 inch slot because that's what my material is, and you put it through, let's see, that's 1/4 inch right there, and you want it to protrude. You want to put it through the bevels to the beveled side. You see, let me show you. The back side is just flat. This side is beveled. So you put your tube through, and you want it to protrude, I guess, about 1/16 of an inch, a little bit out past the edge here. All right, so what I do then is squeeze this part nice, give it a nice squeeze so that it chokes down on that copper. All right, now all this part is for is just to tighten this part of the tool down onto this. So you slide this. You see, you want to slide this point over your copper line there. And what's going to happen is you're going to actually have to turn this around, because this lock will go into this corresponding hole here. So you'll be lined up. Let's get that lined up there. Got to back this off, make sure it's backed off. And I'm going to try to show you what's going on in here. Tighten it down slowly and find there we go, we're in the right place. Okay, so now we're just going to finish tightening this down on the copper line. That's really important because that's what's going to hold it in place while you create your flare. It's got to be snug or you're not going to get a good flare. It's going to push your tube. It's going to back it out of this device here. Okay, now let's see if you can watch what's happening in there. All right, I'm pretty tight, and you see the point? Now watch. I'm going to screw it, and it's going to go down into that line, and it's got some play to it, so it'll find center as you screw that in. Now it's locked on the center of that copper line, and I'm just going to torque it down until I can't really move it anymore. And I think it's got a break in here when it hits the right pressure. We torque that down. You want to make sure to get it in there so that you're flared out to 45 degrees. All right, and that's about it. I've got it torqued down real good. Okay, so now I'm going to back that off. Okay, now I'm going to unlock it. Make sure it's backed off all the way. Et voila. Now there is the flare. You see that? Just beautiful. And that, my friends, is how you do a flare. Now you might need some emery cloth to knock off any burrs on here, because you want to you want to have a nice clean union. All right, and that's it. That's what I have learned about flaring, and all my flares have worked so far. On before you do your flare, so you'd have like a flare nut right here ready to go to slide onto that flare, because obviously you're not going to get it on, especially if you've got both ends flared. You're not going to be able to get any fittings on your material, are you? So that's very, very important to remember. All right, well that's it. I thank you for watching, and I hope this helps.